And now, you are watching WCTV News live at 5.
Welcome to WCTV's Newscast. I'm Seth Adams.
And I'm Sarah Clegg.
Over a fall break, a handful of Waynesburg University students took a service trip to Gettysburg. Ethan Pizarski was on that trip and has the story.
Over fall break, 5 students and 4 faculty members embarked on a journey eastward to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania for a service trip. The trip was led by Museum Director Ray Red and Instructor of Communication Christine Schiffbauer. This is Red's 15th time on the trip, but for Professor Schiffbauer, it was just her first.
I've never been involved in this trip. I've never gone to a service or mission or service learning trip like this for the time that I've been here at Waynesburg. So this was really a new experience for me, but a good experience. It went really well. Something that I liked especially much was when we went to the World War II Museum. There was so much to see, so much to do, and it was really worthwhile.
Daniel Flynn is one of the students who went on the trip, enjoyed not only the opportunity to serve, but to do it with his classmates as well.
You know, it was really great to be in Gettysburg. It's not only a historical place, but a place where you can do a lot of service. While we were serving, we had the privilege of learning. So what we did was we were cleaning some of the walkable signs that you walk past, and while we were doing that, I learned a bit of history from the signs that we were cleaning. And not only that, I was with a lot of close people in the comm department. These are some of the people that I work with every single day. It was awesome.
Overall, Schiffbauer is very excited to be able to continue helping serve others in the trip in the future.
I think I might do something like this again. I'm not absolutely sure what, but this was a really good experience.
For future service trip opportunities and interests, make sure to head over to your MyConnect pages and check out the flyers for all future dates and events. For WCTV Channel 14, I'm Ethan Spazarski.
Last Saturday, Waynesburg University hosted their first Powder Puff flag football game. It is a part of the ongoing effort to incorporate more intramural sports opportunities for students. Chris Barish has that story.
It was football for a cause at Waynesburg University, as students came together for a friendly but competitive Powder Puff game, all in support of breast cancer awareness.
Oh, man, whoa.
Waynesburg University hosted its Powder Puff football game last Saturday, bringing energy, excitement, and competitive spirits to the field. The game was part of the university's ongoing effort to expand intramural opportunities, an initiative led by Kevin Thacker, who's focused on building student involvement through events like this one.
So basically, this is our Powder Puff game. It's been done in the past, but it's been, 5-6 years till Powder Puff. Probably before COVID is probably the last game. Pat, myself, and even Fusina, we're trying to brainstorm ideas, and they came up, let's do the Powder Puff game, and I agreed that's a great idea. So that's pretty much how it started.
Adding to the fun, the teams were coached by members of the men's football team, giving the players some extra motivation and a few playbook tricks along the way. Among those taking the field was Waynesburg softball player Bryn Charneski, who says the game gave women a unique chance to shine on the gridiron.
Okay, so this was a really fun experience just to be able to empower women on the field and off the field by supporting a great cause with breast cancer. So it was just a good time and to show some good support.
In the end, it was more than just a game. It was a night of competition, camaraderie, and purpose. With WCTV, I'm Chris Barish.
Waynesburg's campus ministry has a weekly prayer service Monday nights outside of Roberts Chapel. Logan Arblaster attended this event and gave us a closer look.
Every week outside Roberts Chapel, a small group of students and faculty quietly gather. No pressure, just a few minutes of peace, prayer, and connection in the middle of campus life.
We just meet together every Monday night, and we either do requests or we do something more ordered, like the Lord's Prayer. We just kind of gather together to do prayer for the campus and for each other.
In this simple moment on every Monday night, faith becomes community at Waynesburg University. For WCTV Channel 14, I'm Logan Arblaster.
Around this time last year, Waynesburg University changed their hours for the market in the Stover Center. WCTV's Seth Adams caught up with some students and has more on the change a year later.
The Waynesburg University Market next to the Starbucks in Stover Hall, has been a place where students can grab snacks and utilities when needed. However, around a year ago today, the university decided to put time restrictions on the market and close it on the weekends. The reason? To prevent stealing. Since last year, the campus cracked down on the students and handed out punishments for stealing last year. After a year, the students expressed their opinions.
The market, we have somebody working just so people don't steal items, but sometimes on the weekend, if I want to go grab something, then it won't be open because there's nobody working on the weekends.
It was really difficult with the system whenever it was screwing up all the time, but I think now that they have a new system, they could try to open back up 24 hours.
I think they're good hours, but I also think the market should go back to the old hours because that's when you can go in whenever you wanted to. I still think it's good, especially with someone in there. I think it's better.
The students may have mixed opinions, but it seems like the cashier is here to stay. For WCTV, I'm Seth Adams.
This Tuesday, Waynesburg University took the students to the Penguins hockey game at PPG Paints Arena. The university has events like this for students to get to professional sports in Pittsburgh, periodically throughout the semester. WCTV's Anthony DeFilippo went to the game on Tuesday.
From one Berg to another. On October 21st, students traveled up I-79 to Pittsburgh to catch a Penguins game. Sponsored by the Student Activities Board for just $45, students had the chance to sit in the lower bowl of PPG Paints Arena. It was also Waynesburg University night as part of the Penguins College Series. The ticket price included a Waynesburg and Penguins-themed quarter zip, which will be delivered to students soon.
Waynesburg, it's a small school compared to all the Pittsburgh-based schools like Duquesne, Pitt, Carnegie Mellon, and stuff. So it's cool that a Pittsburgh team is, involving Waynesburg University.
An added bonus, Waynesburg night coincided with Dollar Dog Night at the arena, meaning you could get a delicious Smith's hot dog for just $1.
To be able to say that I contributed with 10 hot dogs eaten, I don't think I've ever eaten 10 hot dogs in a year in my life. So, to be able to say that I did that in 60 minutes of hockey, I think that's impressive, at least for myself.
And of course, the game itself delivered 2 milestones. Sidney Crosby passed Mario Lemieux for the most points in the regular season and playoffs combined in franchise history, and Chris Letang reached 600 career assists with 2 in the game. Friends gathered to enjoy every second, making it an unforgettable night.
You just gather so many memories with all these people that you know and stuff, and it's all memories I'm never going to forget, and this is probably one of the best Pens games I went to.
From the lower bowl of PPG Paints Arena to memorable moments with friends, Waynesburg students enjoyed a night to remember, all wrapped up with a 5-1 win for the Penguins. For WCTV Channel 14, I'm Anthony DeFilippo.
Later tonight is the start of the intramural dodgeball season for Waynesburg. Tomorrow, the Students Activity Board is taking students who sign up to the 100 Acres Mansion, and Saturday is the Haunted Lab hosted by the Department of Chemistry and is open to the Waynesburg community. To see all of the upcoming events around campus, students can head to their MyConnect pages to find that link.
Coming up, an update on the government shutdown and if federal workers will get paid this week.
Plus, an NBA player and coach indicted in a major gambling probe by the FBI, all that and more on the newscast.
Welcome back to WCTV's Newscast. Friday is set to be the first time some federal workers miss a paycheck due to the government shutdown. That's after receiving a partial one on the last payday. Some lawmakers are trying to help. They want to appropriate just enough money to pay government employees. Members of both parties are expressing support for the general concept. Amy Kiley reports they just can't agree on which workers to include.
You gotta save every dime at this point. The Senate could vote this week on a bill to pay essential federal employees during the government shutdown. They're not on furlough and instead are working without paychecks.
They are trying to make their mortgage payments. They're trying to put food on the table.
It's unclear if the bill from GOP Senator Ron Johnson has enough support to pass. At least one Republican argues it could reduce the pressure to reopen the government.
The military should be getting paid and law enforcement should be getting paid. Those are the two entities that you need. Everybody else, shut it off.
Some Senate Democrats say they want to pay all federal workers, not just those the Trump administration deems essential.
I'd be in favor of paying the federal workers. That bill, unfortunately, gives a lot of latitude to the president to pick and choose.
You'll see a Democratic counterproposal that is an even-handed approach.
Meanwhile, many federal workers are struggling to make ends meet. This video shows a D.C. area food bank event that was aimed at government employees. Some who attended it Tuesday say they waited 2 hours in a line that stretched around the block.
I can't believe I'm here, because you always thought that getting a government job or, a federal job, that's security.
Rent, car note, car insurance, student loans. Those are not stopping.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm Mimi Kiley reporting.
A brazen jewel heist at the Louvre Museum in Paris still has not yielded the jewels or the thieves. However, we are learning more clues. Around 100 investigators are involved in the manhunt to track down 4 criminals who made off with artifacts known as France's crown jewels. They date back to the Napoleonic era and have been said to be priceless. But Cheryl Hubbard has the details.
The Louvre Museum is due to reopen on Wednesday, minus an estimated $102 million worth of stolen treasures, according to a French prosecutor, and what some are calling the heist of the century.
The victims, by the way, of this crime are all of us who won't be able to see these pieces.
It's one of the most high-profile robberies at the Louvre since Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa was stolen off the museum's walls in August of 1911. Police say the thieves entered the museum through a window and took items such as a diamond and sapphire jewelry set, a tiara, and an emerald necklace set, among other treasures. That's before fleeing on motorcycles.
Pretended as if this was business as usual, this was some sort of construction job, and managed to go in and out in 7 minutes.
The robbers used a truck-mounted ladder to gain access to the Apollo Gallery, one of the most ornate rooms in the Louvre Museum. Investigators are looking closely at a blowtorch and angle grinder found at the scene. It appeared to be a professional heist, but a former jewelry thief says the thieves made a few mistakes.
They dropped one of these brooches. They only robbed, 9? I think it was 9 brooches, diamond-like pieces. Well, you just dropped a ninth of your whole entire load right there. That's an amateur move.
An art recovery expert says Napoleon's crown jewels are too hot for the robbers to offload as is, and they'll likely be disassembled and recut.
There's gold in it, silver in it, diamonds in it. You can melt down the gold, you can melt down the silver, you can cut the jewels.
I'm Cheryl Hubbard reporting.
FBI gambling investigation resulted in multiple arrests this morning, rocking the NBA. Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier and Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups are under arrest in connections with a major federal sports betting probe. Former NBA player Damon Jones, who spent the majority of his career with the Cleveland Cavaliers, has also been charged in the investigation. FBI Director Kash Patel says the sports rigging scheme was part of a national criminal operation with ties to the mafia. Rozier is accused of rigging basketball games to help sports bettors. Billups is charged in a separate alleged scheme, an illegal poker game that took place in several cities, including Manhattan and Las Vegas. Jones is also charged in the alleged operation.
The man charged with stabbing a Ukrainian woman to death on a light rail train in Charlotte, North Carolina, has been formally indicted on federal charges. Those charges could make DeCarlos Brown Jr. eligible for the death penalty. The 34-year-old is accused of killing 23-year-old Irina Zarutsky in August. Zarutsky, who fled the war in Ukraine, was headed home from her job at a pizza restaurant when police say Brown stabbed her in the neck in an unprovoked attack. Brown faces 1 count of violence against railroad carrier and mass transportation system, resulting in death. The federal charge carries a maximum penalty of life imprisonment or death. He also faces a murder charge in North Carolina.
That'll do it for our national news. Coming up next is Danny Flynn with your business and entertainment. But first, we step outside with Anthony DeFilippo for a quick look at the weather.
Yeah, guys, fall like weather starting here in Waynesburg, Pennsylvania. Currently 50 degrees.
Welcome back to the newscast. I'm Danny Flynn with your business and entertainment update. Oil prices rose sharply today. The jump comes as traders worry about a squeeze on global supply after the U.S. imposed sanctions on 2 Russian oil companies. The sanctions also hit almost 36 subsidiaries of the 2 companies. The sanctions are an effort to end the war in Ukraine. In a statement Wednesday, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent called on Russian President Vladimir Putin to agree to an immediate ceasefire. Russia's foreign ministry criticized the fresh U.S. sanctions on Russia as entirely counterproductive, including regarding negotiations to end the war in Ukraine. A spokesperson for the foreign ministry insisted that the sanctions would not pose any particular problems for Russia. More than 6 million eggs are being recalled for possible salmonella contamination. That news comes from the Food and Drug Administration. Officials say the Black Sheep Egg Company recalled hundreds of thousands of egg cartons last month after testing found 7 strands of salmonella. Those eggs were distributed to retailers and wholesalers nationwide under various brand names. Separately, Ken's Hens is also recalling its grade AA large pasture-raised eggs due to the same concern. No related illnesses have been reported so far. Consumers are advised to return the eggs to the store for a full refund. For more information is available on the FDA's website. Millions of Americans may soon lose access to food stamps in November if the government shutdown continues. Officials say there are not enough federal dollars left over to pay out full SNAP and FWIC benefits to the families who receive them. This month's benefits were sent out in November before the shutdown began. But if Congress doesn't pass a new spending bill by November 1st or the Trump administration doesn't step in to find additional fundings, many families could lose some or even all of their benefits. In today's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan has details on other resources to help out these families.
Millions of Americans are at risk of losing critical benefits that help them cover grocery expenses and formula for babies.
They don't get paid livable wages, and so their budget is the difference between them being able to pay their rent, being able to pay childcare, car insurance.
Gina Platanino is the acting director for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program known as SNAP at the Food Research and Action Center, an advocacy group. Roughly 42 million people rely on SNAP benefits to help pay for food. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says SNAP has about $6 billion in a contingency fund, but November SNAP benefits are expected to total $8 billion. The other federally funded program impacted is WIC, Women, Infant, and Children, which provides financial assistance to more than 6 million pregnant women, new moms, and children up to the age of 5.
The rising food costs are squeezing families. Formula is so expensive, and without having access to WIC benefits, folks are going to have to decide what to do in terms of feeding their baby and feeding their family.
Dr. Colleen Delaney with the nonprofit Vitamin Angel says they work with several WIC facilities. She says families who need help during this uncertain time can turn to local health departments, their pediatrician who may have formula samples they can give out, and food banks. But long lines are already forming at some food banks like this one in Iowa.
The charitable food system cannot fill this gap, no matter how hard we try.
With November around the corner, there's little sign this shutdown will end anytime soon. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Broadway musicians have reached a tentative deal that averts a strike. Early this morning, the labor union that represents the musicians announced a deal has been reached with the trade association for theater owners and producers. The union president says the agreement will offer more money and increase to health benefits. The contract still needs to be approved by the union members, but those involved with the matter say it looks like things will work out. The last time a strike happened on Broadway was in 2007 when the stagehands union went off the job for nearly 3 weeks. Movie news now, here's David Daniels with today's Hollywood Minute.
I want to show them that I'm not like anybody in this town. I'm everybody in the scene and everything in between.
He amplified black talent.
He changed the world. Not just American culture, he changed the world.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Here's your first look at Being Eddie. The documentary examines Eddie Murphy's unique and barrier-breaking career, talking with a host of fellow Hollywood legends and going in depth with Murphy himself. Being Eddie debuts November 12th on Netflix.
If we get this wrong, none of us are going to be alive tomorrow.
There is no plan B.
The nuclear thriller A House of Dynamite is the first feature in 8 years from Oscar-winning director Catherine Bigelow.
There is a specialness about her films because she makes so few of them, and because it's like, I think a lot of the great films, like Peter Weir as well, like, Chris Nolan, there's a personal connection to whatever it is she's asking of the audience and of the viewer in why she's brought this to life.
A House of Dynamite is now playing in limited release and debuts on Netflix Friday. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
That'll do it for your business and entertainment update. I'm Danny Flynn. When we return on the newscast, Logan Arblaster has your sports.
Oh, I didn't see you there. I'm Mia Hinkins, and welcome to Buell Hall, home of Waynesburg University's Department of Communication. If you visit our campus, you'll have the opportunity to attend some comm classes, enjoy lunch with our students, and watch us in action. We hope to see you here soon at Waynesburg University.
To schedule your personal visit, go to waynesburg.edu/admissions/schedule-visit. Come grow with us at Waynesburg University.
Good evening and welcome back to WCTV's Newscast Live at 5. I'm Logan Arblaster. There's been a lot of games in Waynesburg University athletics since we've returned from break. PAC tournament play for women's and men's soccer is just about 1 week away, with the quarterfinal rounds beginning on November 1st. Women's soccer stayed undefeated in conference play. Last Saturday, the Yellow Jackets traveled to Franciscan to preserve its first place position in the PAC. In the 47th minute, Waverly Lauren skies the ball upward and it lands at the top of the box where Amanda Pepe splits a pair of Barons and nudges it past the goalkeeper. It was her 11th goal. Waynesburg won that game 1-0. And on Wednesday, it was the Amanda Squared tandem. Pepe again for her 12th goal. Sweeney scored her first collegiate goal in her career in the second half to solidify the Yellow Jackets' 7th PAC win. Final score in Hiram was 2-0. Staying on the pitch, men's soccer played the same opponents last week as women's. Coming into the last 2 games, Waynesburg had 2 wins, 2 losses, and 3 ties. Let's head down to Franciscan, where the Yellow Jackets win a ball in the center of the field, take it in the offensive half with pace, and a nice pass here to Zach Johnson, who puts the Yellow Jackets ahead quickly with a nice finish, the first goal of 3 in the first half. But Franciscan responded with 3 goals of their own in the second half to make the final score 3-3. In the game against Hiram, it was a defensive showdown as neither team was able to find the back of the net. The 5th tie for the men's team, which is in 7th place, headed into the last week of the regular season. Both soccer teams shift their focus to Geneva this Saturday and Grove City on Wednesday. Now over to John F. Wiley Stadium, where Waynesburg was behind Geneva 13-6 in the second quarter. That's when quarterback Luke Hudson drops back, has time, lets it go towards the near sideline pylon, and connects with Elijah Jackson, who rises up and makes the catch, a 22-yard passing catch for 6 to tie the game at 13 all there. Unfortunately for the Yellow Jackets, Geneva scored 35 unanswered points in response and went on to win the game 62-20. The football team is 2-3 in the conference and plays at Washington and Jefferson this Saturday. Kickoff in Washington is at 1 o'clock, where Waynesburg University will aim for a win over W&J for the first time since 2014. As for volleyball, a loss to Westminster last Saturday in Washington and Jefferson. On Wednesday, they were able to win the first set against the Presidents, but could not keep up the pace after that. Christina Zadrozny led the team in kills with 13. There are 5 games left for volleyball in 2025. That's it for sports. I'm Logan Arblaster. When we come back, Anthony DeFilippo has the weather.
Welcome back to the newscast live at 5. I'm Anthony DeFilippo. Here's your weather for the week. As we head into the final full week of October, fall is in full swing here in Greene County with cool temperatures, breezy conditions, and a few showers to start things off. Today we've been dealing with mostly cloudy skies and some spotty afternoon showers. It's been breezy and cool with highs around 51 and a low of 37. Tomorrow looks a bit chilly, but a bit calmer as well. Expect a cloudy day and sun throughout the day with a high of 50 and a low of 36. Rain chances drop to about 25%. Saturday brings some better conditions, mostly dry with a high of 53 and a low of 35. Winds will be light, so it'll feel a little bit more comfortable. Sunday is shaping up to be the best day of the weekend with partly sunny skies and a high near 56. The low will be around 41, and there's just a 1% chance of rain. As we move into Monday, clouds return with highs in the low 50s and a low of 37. There's a small chance for a few showers, but nothing too widespread. Tuesday and Wednesday stay on the cool side, highs in the low to mid 50s and lows in the 30s. Both days look mostly cloudy with only slight chances for rain. So overall, a cool, mostly dry fall week ahead. It's perfect for any Halloween prep you might be doing. That's your weather forecast for the week. I'm Anthony DeFilippo. Now back up to Seth Adams and Sarah Clegg at the desk.
That will do it for the newscast live at 5. For everyone behind the scenes and in front of the camera, thank you for watching.
Stay tuned on our WCTV YouTube page and social media platforms for more Waynesburg content.
This has been a production of Waynesburg Community Television.